Since their first encounters at the senior international level, Uzbekistan has always seen Iran as one of their toughest rivals. Team Melli, as Iran is known, has long been a giant of Asian football, a regular at World Cups with star players scattered across Europe. Meanwhile, Uzbekistan was still carving its own path, dreaming of one day stepping onto the world stage. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, whenever the two sides clashed, Iran almost always came out on top. Heavy defeats, such as a 4-0 thrashing at the 1998 Asian Games, showed just how wide the gap in quality was. Uzbekistan, at that time, was seen as the little brother, unable to match the might of Iran. But in November 2012, everything changed. In a World Cup qualifier in Tehran, Uzbekistan shocked Asia by defeating Iran 1-0. It was their first ever win against the powerhouse. For Uzbek fans, that night was more than just 3 points. It was a symbol that they could stand up to giants, that the gap was narrowing. Over the following years, their encounters grew tighter. Goalless draws and hard-fought 2-2 results became more common. Uzbekistan was no longer a team to be brushed aside. They had learned to defend with discipline, attack with sharp counters, and face Iran without fear. The rivalry deepened in the CAFA Nations Cup, the regional tournament of Central Asia. 2023, Iran edged Uzbekistan 1-0 in the final, thanks to a goal from Sardar Azmoun. Uzbekistan's dream of lifting the trophy had to wait. 2025, 2 years later, in the very same tournament, Uzbekistan struck back. With grit and determination, they beat Iran 1-0 in the final. Jubilation swept across Tashkent as Uzbekistan lifted their first ever CAFA Nations Cup title, defeating their old rivals at the pinnacle of the competition. March 2025 brought another chapter. In Tehran, Uzbekistan faced Iran in a crucial World Cup qualifier. The match ended 2-2. Mehdi Taremi scored twice for Iran, while Uzbekistan hit back through Kojimat Erkinov and Abbasbek Fayzulayev. The draw sealed Iran's early qualification for the 2026 World Cup, but Uzbekistan's story was just beginning. Months later, a gritty 0-0 draw against the UAE confirmed what once seemed impossible. Uzbekistan had qualified for the World Cup for the very first time. For Iran, it was familiar territory. For Uzbekistan, it was a dream realized, a new chapter in their footballing history. The journey of Uzbekistan versus Iran is more than a series of matches. It is the story of how a team once considered a perpetual underdog gradually rose, learned, and finally stood tall against one of Asia's giants. Iran remains a formidable foe, but Uzbekistan is no longer just a challenger. They are now a true rival, ready to write their own legacy.